I'm Jeffrey Cohn. I'm a professor of psychology and psychiatry at the University of Pitsburg, and I have an adjunct appointment at Carnegie Mellon University, where I collaborate at the Robotics Institute.
Is it difficult to talk in the same way to make your points understandable?
Yeah, I've been doing this for a while. I've been collaborating in computer science, with computer sciences for maybe 20 years to develop automated methods of understanding behavior. And, it's a challenging problem from a computer science perspective, and computer vision, machine learning. These are technical topics. And I've found that computer scientists, they're interested in these problems. And to the extent that I've been successful, it's been in ability to kind of forge collaborations, with computer scientists. So we're not strangers. In fact, I once had a great compliment. I was presenting some of our work at a computer vision meeting, and I was talking afterwards with a senior person in computer vision, and he said, I didn't realize that you were a psychologist. This is my first time in Brazil. It's my first time in Latin America, really.
Here in Foz do Iguaçu?
Yes, and it's been wonderful. I've been to the falls. Niagara, they're just a couple. Yeah, and and here there's just so much. And I went on that walk along the river.
Who invited you?
So Olga Bellin and Luciano Silva invited me. As I said, I've been involved in this, area of psychology, this intersection of psychology and computer science. I'm, been very involved in a conference sponsored by the IEEE on automatic face and gesture recognition, and we started that I think in 1995. I should know. It was 95 or 96 was the first meeting, and so I know Olga through that.
Is it nice to have a congress that you can talk to people that are producing things with computers?
Oh, absolutely. And there are many software engineers here and system developers, and I would hope that some of them would become interested in the kinds of problems that I am having, dealing with depression and psychiatric disorders, and how we can help people. I think the most exciting work, at least for me, the most exciting work is interdisciplinary. And interdisciplinary work, learn something about what the other one does, right? I'm never going to kind of recognize a facial action, but I've learned enough that I can contribute to the writing of such a thing. And it's critical to have some understanding of the area in which you're working, right? If you're writing games, for whom are you writing the games? Are you writing them for adults? Are you writing them for adults with dementia? Are you writing them for young children? Are you writing them for immigrant children who've been through, trauma? There's so much, and I think if you don't ask those questions and don't have that grounding, you're going to be less successful, and it's going to be less interesting because you're just going to be doing what you know how to do. It was like that's the simulated depression study that I presented, right? When I did that, I didn't know what depression looked like. I had some clinical training, but I didn't really know, and I certainly didn't know what depressed mothers looked like. So I just made it up. I think, talk in a flat way, not a lot of expression, don't touch, so on. The description wasn't so bad. It was informed by literature and so on, but I didn't really know what I would come to know as I did studies in the community with women and mothers who were really depressed. And we did several large studies like that. So, you need to be grounded. And if you are, you'll have good ideas. You'll have better ideas.
How do you see this advance of the technology to help something that's so human, like your health?
I mean, a lot of our experience is subjective, yes, but behavior can be quantified, right? And there are advantages to doing that. It's repeatable, yeah. It can be communicated to others so that they kind of know what you mean. Can be automated. I guess I can see that perspective. You could say that using computers to measure people's reactions and so on, in a way, it's reductionist. Yes, you're losing something of the essence of the person. I mean, my wife sometimes says, I'm more interested in diagnosing the problem than understanding how the person is coping with, So I think there is something with that. I mean, for all of us though, we have particular tool set or skill set, and that's what we use, and we miss other kinds of things. And my wife's a writer, and she's much, yeah, you would feel more understood in a way. Yeah.
What is your impressions about this evening?
The conference.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's been sort of thrilling to see so many people, especially from Brazil. I mean, the core of the group, is from Brazil, and I've known very few. A colleague of mine from England studied here. He was a computer scientist, kind of worked here, and I had a friend who was an exchange student long ago, but I don't know much. I saw a CMU faculty member made a film about Sao Paulo, actually. Kind of Mardi Gras there, and and there was the city, these cityscapes, 18 million people. I don't know how many you have now, but when he made that, it was 18 million, and I thought, oh my God, there are 18 million people in a city, and part of the world that I don't know anything about, and so it's wonderful just to have the opportunity to come and to sample a little of the vitality of the research in virtual reality and face recognition and games and the areas that are represented here, and to talk with kind of Brazilian colleagues.
So they treat you right, so you're fine.
Oh, and yeah, and people have all just been so kind of nice and accommodating and welcoming.